my drawing tablet is. My multi-USB only has 4 slots.
Okay.
Stop yawning.
Podcast. Yay.
Why do you
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
So, where the fuck is this? God damn it. Heads up, no Zelo today with his, family circumstances. Things have not gotten easier, and he will be missing out. I don't know how many, if it's gonna be a quick just this one or more, but just for you all to know, no Zelo. Well wishes to our dog boy.
You're here.
Yeah. No new banner for today. I have not. Yesterday I did not feel well, and today I'm here, and that's about it.
At least you're here.
Yeah.
Oh, this episode's gonna be a doozy, guys.
I hated this episode, man.
As your black bars are showing
this,
again.
This anime.
But yeah, I was not feeling all that well yesterday to today, so I did not spend too much time on the computer, and I didn't make a banner.
And do 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 do.
So, how is your experience watching this show?
This show is pure slop.
Yeah, it's not good. It's just gratuitous gore. That's all it is.
Yeah, after like the third go around, I was kind of sick of it.
It is a worse version of Future Diary.
Oh man.
So
Yeah, and take note, Nova, and I don't hold Future Diary all that high either.
Look, Future Diary, that
bitch
and
was its own mess.
and the genre that this anime belonged to is its own genre that got really fucking popular in the 90s for some reason.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that, boss.
And the whole genre is just trauma porn. That's what it is. It is trauma
Oh,
porn.
there goes Dez's model.
I had to close it for a second. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
it just wasn't like it had like a good concept of like, oh, like there's some weird like mystery that like is causing a bunch of deaths, and like, oh, we should solve that, and somebody's stuck in a time loop. But it like execution wise was just so bad.
Was he stuck in a time loop?
No, the purple haired girl is.
Purple hair.
It takes getting to like the 16th episode to find that out. So
I'm just like no, cause so like the old series they didn't even show that the little short purple haired girl she's like not really involved in it, but the newer series that's on like on Crunchyroll, yeah, that one is the one that like episode 2 or 3 they're like, oh yeah, you're getting sent back in time, huh? What in the sci-fi?
And like,
What happened?
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I was watching pretty much mostly the original.
and like that whole side of everything was like slightly interesting. Slightly. But I don't know, man. It's not it.
Yeah, I tried to watch it. I tried to pay attention, but like each time skip took too long to set up. Like I don't mind,
The
you know,
fact
or
that each
like
thing
time
was like
loops, right?
4 to 5 fucking parts.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
it was like butterfly effect time loops, and like it
Mhm.
sucked.
Yeah.
Point blank. Like there's no other better way to explain it than like, oh, it's like, oh, we're explaining the butterfly effect. But like after this, like I don't know, I was just like, oh, he got a doll. Suddenly now, the murders change. Like what the
Like,
fuck?
right?
Oh, that's like the second or third loop. I think that
It's
was
like
the
the
second one.
It was a
second
second
loop.
loop. But what bothers me about the first loop is if he sees like a room filled of multiple girls that he killed. And I didn't think he was the murderer to begin with. I thought it was self-defense, right? So I'm just going, which ended up happening with the whole situation with the first girl with the short hair, the brown short
The
hair.
orange-haired girl.
Yeah, her. So like I laughed because I'm like, you're hitting her upside her head with this random box, and she's just laughing while just shanking the shit out of him. And I'm just like, sir, how are you not dead already? You got 16 stabs going, and she's
Oh my
somehow
god,
dies.
that
I'm like, that don't make
I'm
sense to me.
I'm so pissed off at how long it took everybody to die in that fucking show.
Honestly. Okay, look. And how far did everybody get?
Listen,
got
I
to
got through
episode
4
20.
rotations.
Okay.
I
So I
got
think
Okay.
I was getting to like 15 at that rate.
I finished the whole thing, and at one point towards like episode 22 or
I
so,
should have fought for Danganronpa this week. I legit should have just made us watch Danganronpa instead.
towards that episode, Nixie, this would have pissed you right the fuck off. The Sataka girl literally cleaves
Yeah,
Rika in
she cuts
half.
the one girl in half, and the like first off, before she even cuts her in half, the chick was already fucking disemboweled.
Yup.
And
Yup.
then she's like starts cutting her in half a bunch with that stupid ceremonial hoe, and then fucking the girl is still alive. Half of her body is gone. I'm like, she would have been dead hours ago.
And
I'm
on
so
top of
mad.
that, they're having like this
Yeah.
conversation. They're hugging each other, and as they are conversing, Sataka is actively ripping out entrails.
like, hear me out. Was it was slow, and that's what really, it was slow and repetitive, but like at the same time, the blood is where you're like, ah, fuck. Also,
So
can I point out one thing that I need answers for?
Sure.
In the
Yeah.
in the second one where he starts flirting with the green-haired twins.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why the fuck does one of the sisters have a gun and nobody? She's
Oh
still,
my god, yeah. What is
I'm
with her
like-
with the gun?
I
She was
straight
strapped
up
up.
just realized that. I realized that right before she stabs him.
It took you
was in
that
my
long,
brain.
dude.
It was.
first
It took
time
me
I
that long
see
to
the
notice.
fucking
One, it
holster.
took me that long to notice it. One, it took me that long to notice it too.
Uh-huh.
I right before he got stabbed. I was like, "You dumb motherfucker! Didn't she just tell you next time you see her, avoid her?"
I'm just
And
like,
here you go running right towards her.
Oh my god. No, like
I was just like, okay, the first route, he got outplayed completely. Nothing went right for him. The second one,
No,
at that ending point, he deserved that one. I'm like, she told you to keep some distance.
I just want to say I'm so glad we all collectively hated this. I thought Sumisho was gonna unite us. Nah. Higurashi when they cry has united us.
I remember it looking worse than it is, and now I look at it and I'm like, God,
So I had
this show
seen
sucks.
memes about this show before because China has a censorship law when it comes
Mhm.
to gratuitous violence, and so I've
They
seen the
make it
meme
white.
of the Keiichi and the fucking orange-haired chick laying in pools of blood, but because of China, they like you have to censor the blood, and so
so
it was
white.
white, so it just looked like they're laying in pools of cum. And so that's how I was like vaguely aware in anime that was that gory existed. I just didn't realize it was this one until I saw the overhead scene of them, and I was like, oh, it's the cum anime.
I just don't understand how she allegedly died. How does he manage to end up killing her off? Because he's knocking her upside her head when the first stab wound was in his chest, and then the rest of them were in his gut. And I'm like, I'm not. The math ain't mathing on how he survived that.
I agree. He should have died.
Adrenaline's one hell of a drug.
Not like that. He lost
No.
half of his body
That's
blood.
all his
Like
blood.
the adrenaline.
That's all
Listen,
his blood.
listen.
half of his-
I've seen videos of crackheads who are on adrenaline.
Okay, that's crackheads.
Take about
They're on
7 or 8
drugs.
gunshots
That man was
straight
sober.
straight through their chest. Adrenaline's one bitch ass drug.
I will say,
Still
I
on a
think,
drug.
I think
It
of
is a
memory-
drug, Des. We just naturally produce it, unfortunately.
I think of memory, he survives every time loop, if I
Yes.
am remembering correctly.
Who?
Keiichi.
Okay.
So like even if like he is intended to be murdered, every time somebody tries to kill him, his psycho flip switches and he goes off and then he like wakes up in the hospital and one of the police officers is there like to ask him questions. Now.
Oh, the guy that
So
we
he has like
follow.
weird
That was-
plot armor, that guy, but like I was like, oh, is he the reason for the time loop? And then we find out it's the purple-haired bitch, and I still don't understand her significance in the time loop because again, I fell asleep and I wasn't rewatching episodes. I fell asleep many times watching this because I was so fucking bored. Ah!
The second ending, the ending on the second loop with the doll, left me confused because just as the police guy leaves, this bitch pops up again, and I'm like, wait a minute. What's the point then? Like, you failed to kill him on the stab.
I got pissed off.
You let him go, you failed to kill on the stab, and then you come back to whack him with a hammer?
Oh, I got pissed off with the abusive uncle when he was able to come back.
Yeah, he just
like
pops out of the fucking nowhere. He's
like-
supposed to be in police custody.
Right? And like it's like clear that he assaulted police officers, and like I'm pretty sure Japan is like no nonsense about that shit.
Yeah.
Like I just, but then there's also the part of me that's like, what was that little girl gonna go grab? Because I will say, this entire anime also made me feel icky with the two younger girls being like they were
Bro, they got
equally
vibe
as
checked.
sexualized as the two
They were getting
older
vibe
girls.
checked left and right. They got off screen so many times. I was just like,
No.
damn, whoever wrote this hated them.
Oh, I hated the Saka.
The blonde one? The blonde little shit?
The hated her.
Oh, Nixie,
Sataka.
I heard that laugh, and I immediately thought to myself,
I was like, I
I
want
hope
this
this
bitch to
bitch
die.
gets it. Yeah.
I want her to.
I
I
hope
want her
she's
to
the
die
first
and stay
one.
dead. But no, she also got like a lot of weird plot armor through a lot of this. There.
I laughed at the third one where she throws him off the bridge, and then the whole village got fucking murked because of a poisonous gas.
That's
I
crazy.
just didn't like this anime. Like, oh my god. This is gonna be just 2 hours of us shitting on this anime. But
Yes.
I feel like
No, it's not
I
even.
feel like in the past this anime was a lot worse than it seemed a lot worse, but now that
it got like a
we've gone through
2021
so many
remake.
animes.
Like it's,
Yeah.
it's still like there's a second season that I obviously did not get to because I didn't even finish the first season.
I
but,
didn't
like,
even touch them.
I don't know. Maybe the visual novels are better as far as like it's probably a better format to
Explaining.
ingest it all, and you're getting more explanation.
Mhm.
But like
It just because it felt like a lot of info was missing, and I don't know. So Nova, was this like a god thing or was it a cult thing that was just going around?
It's kind of like a cosmic god thing where towards the last couple of episodes Saitaka goes into the shed shrine and a demon horn falls out of the statue and she touches it and she ends up getting the same time loop powers as Rika. So now through cosmic godly bullshit, Saitaka and Rika are now in this fucking time loop game where Rika is trying to escape Onigashima or whatever the fuck this village is called.
Uh-huh.
She's trying to escape it, go to like this pristine boarding school for elegant young women, And Saitaka is like, fuck that shit. We tried that. I didn't make it. So instead of letting you, my best friend, go off and live life happily and support you,
Bitch, you stuck. Bitch, you stuck with me in this time loop. How dare you?
Oh
think
my
you
god,
leave?
it's
bitch, you stuck with me in this time loop. How dare you think you can leave? And I will trap you in a loop of tragedy over and over and
Ugh.
over, living this trauma and seeing your friends die horrific deaths and you dying horrific, tragic deaths over and over and over because you're my best friend and I love you more than you love me.
it they had a weird almost like like lesbian bait relationship, but it felt weird because they were two like little girls, but then also like grown women stuck in little girl bodies. But I just didn't like the sexualization of them as younger girls, like during the not the beach episode, but like the beach episode. Um, Even though they were only wearing their like school swimsuits, it was weird.
So,
It
so what was up
I
with
also-
the camera dude and his friend? Because
It's a
The
great
nurse?
question.
I thought they
Was she a
honestly were
nurse?
part of the blonde grown woman that she was a nurse.
yeah, what
and-
was their whole thing? Because all I know is every time it's like the setup was the same. The fucking dude doesn't understand shit about the Cotton Festival. He gets told something, runs into the camera guy and his helper, and then those two end up murked or disappear. The camera guy is almost always dead, and the lady either survives and escapes somewhere, or she is disappeared and they find her dead.
So at first, and she's not his helper, she's a nurse. She is a nurse that works in the local clinic. And at first, in the first few time loops, they are just who they appear to be. Like, she is a nurse, he is a camera photographer dude from the big city, coming to this small town trying to get some tail. Tail and pretty pictures. Anyways, but as the time loops progress, it gets weirder and fucking weirder. This nurse chick ends up being like this military agent trying to spread the virus of Onimashima or whatever the fuck.
Demon spirit.
Okay, Drinks, that makes sense.
But
They are basically the canon event that starts the problems. Okay.
Yeah.
But then he goes from photographer man to also military dude from a different branch of the military trying to stop them. The only thing that's ever consistent between those two is that they want to fuck each other and he wants to help her get a new life.
Sounds like a guy that fell in love with a stripper.
He stuck his dick in crazy and now he's stuck with it.
All right, can we talk, if we're talking about sticking your dick in strippers, can we talk about the maid cafe and like that also having like every man in town being like, "Oh, the scenery's so nice here." Like multiple times to Keiichi being like, "This is the most popular
His
restaurant in town.
father.
I'm sure you can
He-
see why."
Keiichi
Like-
beat his own father for that nonsense. Just straight up took out the whack fan. Just what are you thinking? Out loud? Are you crazy?
To
Shut
his
the
own
fuck up.
father, then like at one point to the detective.
He tried to fight the nerd who tried to make the twin sister.
And then at one
Clean
point,
the-
I guess a
up on
time
the
loop
junk.
towards the end where he goes on a rampage.
I guess this
in
show is
the
a
maid
visual
cafe.
novel. Light up, y'all are
Okay,
cutting out for
so-
me.
Oh, is my internet dying?
Y'all good?
Uh,
Oh, no.
Oh.
Are we
Yeah,
going-
I
are we-
thought my
is
internet was
your
dying for a
Twitch
second.
buffering too?
Uh-oh.
Oh, good lord.
Nixie?
Oh, chat,
Not
if you
just
can
Nixie,
hear.
I think I'm
Tech-
going down.
I gotta
issues
grab
at
everybody's sources. Uh-oh. No!
Ego
No,
and
don't go
timber.
Okay, my dude. I mean, I know it's raining, but it shouldn't be that bad to cause this.
Doo-doo-doo. I'm sorry, but the number you're calling, it shouldn't be that
Let me see.
bad, and then we don't even get to hear the D.
Oh, I think we're good. I think we're stabilized now.
Okay.
Yeah. No more lag. No
Okay.
more lag.
I have everybody's models at least up on my OBS besides Draco and Zillow. So if we need to, I can take over in a pinch.
So yeah, all in all, this anime was just a bunch of trauma corn slop. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Zillow was
I
hyping it up so much, I was thinking it was going to be better than it was.
Zillow, considering that like it does have a lot of aspects of that supernatural spookiness with like the curse of Omatikai or whatever the fuck.
See,
Cobra Kai at this rate. Might as well
That's
Yeah,
what
we
got
are-
me scarier.
Lord
Because it was Zillow, I expected. I was watching it during the day. It'd be scarier, way less scarier
Sorry,
than
Lord Oyashida.
like.
Oni Kakushi.
Yeah.
It wasn't even scary. Like it started off. I felt like it started off pretty good with the first time loop, where it was like, oh, him murdering friends, and you're like, oh, that's
Well, how we
potential
get to
murders, and
this
they're like,
point?
no one's dead.
Nope, we don't know what you're talking about.
And
The-
like I was like, oh, I kind of like that really like those really extreme tonal shifts.
the personality shift. The
Jinx,
mask fell off for a second.
Well, like I understand the timing.
Yo. Dear Lord, I think my shit's crashing again.
Like fucking gore porn, and then it's like, all right, restart it. How are they gonna die this time? 9 times out of 10, baseball bat.
And like also Jinx, I'm sorry, but that's not a valid at which it came out. I do remember the time frame in which that anime came out, and there were banger ass fucking animes that were coming out during that period of time that were not slop.
He said we're buffering hard.
Yeah, someone else take over.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I needed to wait for the stream to officially die, because now I'm good. We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
We're good. Yeah. Okay.
We're good?
Yep. Sorry about the echo, everybody. I had Danky's stream open in the background.
Let's go.
Try refreshing your streams just in case. Yeah, there it is. At least for me.
Draco. Oh, Draco is dead. He died.
Yeah.
It's girly pop hour.
Fuck yes.
Thank you. I was trying to type that note, but thank you. Oh my god, thank you for the raid, leaders.
Thank you for the raid.
But like,
yeah.
Jinx, it came out in 2007. Anime was more raw back then and less of this time frame of feeling this and feeling that. No. In 2007, there were some banger ass fucking animes that were coming out that were not just slop. Okay? It is perfectly fine to admit that something that came out in 2007 is slop. There is, even in our current time of 2025, we have a lot of anime coming out that is just slop. Slop anime exists. Slop anime has a time and place. But you have to be able to admit that it is slop.
No, babe. Here's the thing: the one that's more up to date, like she watched the newer one, but the newer one it just
Oh.
basically summarizes the other ones. But it, I know we
Can I be heard?
understand that. Stop talking out loud. Stop talking. You talking chat.
Also,
no,
Can I be
shall
heard?
I
Hello.
hello. Shall I read out some of the
Okay.
anime that came out around that same time that were not slop, that were indeed great anime, absolute fantastic anime? Namely, number 1, Code
Air
fucking
Gear.
Geass.
Damn.
Damn.
I remember that anime. It was actually
Helsing
pretty good.
Ultimate
I've
is
never seen
another
Code
one.
Geass, actually. Fun fact.
Code Geass is great.
What about Code Geass Fact?
Code
I-
Geass is good. Came out the same year as or time frame as this show.
Okay.
Another one that came out in that same time frame that, not in the same ballpark as our previous ones, but still pretty fucking great. Uron High School Host Club. Okay. D Gray Man, another classic that came out in that time frame.
He said they're not the same type of anime. This is his argument.
Yeah, they're not the same type of anime because this genre that came up in this time frame
Did it die just as fast?
with the existence of Higurashi as well as Future Diary, this genre is called trauma corn.
I think we can just call it porn. We're on Twitch.
Honestly, yeah, it's gore porn. It's trauma porn. That is the genre that this type of anime birthed.
Yeah.
That's what it
It's
is.
normal porn.
I'm looking and like, yeah, this came out around the same time as School Days. It's Clanad, which isn't Clanad like horror-esque, or am I misremembering? I don't know, like even Afro Samurai has like some gratuitous like gore to it, but I feel like has a better Clanad, not horror. Okay, my bad. But like I know Afro Samurai came out around the same time, and I know that has like gratuitous horror or not gratuitous horror, gratuitous gore, but was still done significantly better.
I would even venture to argue that Future Diaries was at the very least interesting. Yes, it had gratuitous gore and it is indeed trauma porn, but at least it had an interesting enough premise that carried itself from beginning to end with the death games, and there was a satisfactory conclusion to everything. Again, yes, gratuitous gore, but Future Diaries is, you know what? I'll say it. I'll say it full chest. Future Diary is trauma porn that's actually good. Higurashi is just slop. That's what it is.
Sorry, my cat had disagreements.
I wouldn't say Future Diary is all that good, but that was its own shit show of trying to keep track of everything.
Jinx.
This anime isn't for non-thinkers. Jinx, this household, my household, will have 3 to 4 hour long philosophical discussions about any given anime. This household is a thinker household when it comes to anime, and there was no thought in this anime. There was none.
Yeah,
Like,
the repetition wasn't all that good. It genuinely didn't explain shit till too late, and at no point where you like after I think the third loop, I stopped giving a shit that they were dying. I was just sitting there going, "Huh."
Well, and
on to the next.
I even said like I
thought
think
they
at
were the reason.
most the only thing this anime was maybe trying to put some type of commentary on was maybe like people versus the government and or the butterfly effect, because the butterfly effect played a huge part in just setting up the various different loops where it wasn't like one, like where every loop was exactly the same. But again, it just wasn't good. I don't know, like it it
It
just
doesn't
wasn't good.
it doesn't have that because there've been a lot of games and animes that have come out that have done like time loops or butterfly effects way better now. Oh man.
Honestly, at the very fucking like, if we are going to dig to the bottom of the barrel and try to dissect this anime for what it can be here, you can talk about the phases of growing up and the struggles of letting go of your childhood. And you can see that through the tension between Sataka and Rika, where Rika is very desperately trying to move on from her childhood. She's trying to move on into the next phase of her life. Whereas Saitaka is trying to hold Rika back and keep her stuck in this loop, because in this little town, everybody is happy. They have their game club. And it's this whole idea of summer never ends when you're with your friends. But at some point in time, you do indeed have to grow up and move on and move forward. And the bonds of friendship through times and da 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 da. Sure, it can, if you really scrub and polish the turd enough, you can really see some semblance of a coming of age story in all of there.
Good
But
question.
you gotta polish the turd pretty fucking hard.
I like that. Polish the turd.
It genuinely had no real setup for so long. It took way too long for it to
I have
try to break down to even get you to think on, oh, this is why this is happening.
I will say, even when it got to like explanation time of a lot of the anime, it did a
Too
lot of
wordy.
that through telling you instead of showing you, which goes to show that it was not executed well, because the whole
I
point
have a
of
question though.
let me just finish this thought and then you ask a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Because the whole point of visual media that is meant to have like horror or mystery elements to it, right, is to show, not tell, right? Show
Yep.
you the thing that's going on to make you think about it, and you should be able to connect the dots without anybody explicitly telling you what the fuck is going on. Guess what? They had to explicitly tell you what the fuck was going on multiple times. So
Yep.
that to me,
Mhm.
like, is just, it's not an enjoyable format then, because I'm like, all right, well, like, either they were doing too much or they like lost the plot and then they're like, oh fuck, we gotta like wrap this all back up together. Like, I don't know if this was a manga before or if it was just an original animated
It was
series.
a visual novel.
Okay, so like again, I think visual novel probably does a way better job at that, because you can have somebody play for hours. Doing a time loop in a visual novel usually tends to work pretty well. Doing a time loop in other visual media like a TV show or even a movie, you like have to do it well, otherwise it's gonna suck, right? Like,
You have to like say it out, like you have to get it out there a bit quick on the, oh yeah, we're stuck in a time loop. This is, you have to like give away to tell them what it is that's triggering the loop.
yeah.
If not, then you just sit there confused, going backwards each time. I just thought it was like, for once we hit the second loop, I just thought it was a moment of, oh, we're going back to see what happens to the others. Oh no, wait, this is an entirely different thing. Never mind. I feel stupid now.
Honestly, I thought that in order to break the time loop, the dude needed to die. Cause like by the second or third one, I was like, okay, the one thing that is staying like truly consistent throughout all of these
He makes
is
it to
that
the
he
end.
does not die. So maybe, just maybe, he has to die in order to fucking fix all of this. That's where my brain was going. And I was like, okay, this can be interesting. He'll wake up, he'll realize that he's in a time loop, he'll realize that the only way that he can survive is the only way to stop his friends dying over and over again is for him to die, but then he has to grapple with the moral choice between sacrificing himself and letting his friends keep moving forward, or allowing himself to continue to live and, fight against fate over and over and over again.
For the third loop, I'd be like, just fucking take me already.
Honestly.
I mean, you at that point, if it's take me already, then at that point it's I'm taking myself out. If I know that I'm the square root equation here. Um, no, my question is completely off topic. In the I know Nova, you said you didn't watch the old one at all.
No.
Um, but in the older series, I noticed that well, he says that he's teaching all the other younger students. There is an adult principal running the school, but they don't, at least not as far as I got, they don't show you any adult teachers. Now, in
We
the
got
newer
one.
version, it's the homeroom girl. And
That was the
and
only
that was
one. Yeah.
that was it. He was like in charge of teaching everybody else, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. He's also a kid in high school.
It's a small village town, all age school. I will say in the new one, they just have the homeroom teacher teaching, I think, everybody.
Yeah.
All subjects. It's none of the students are teaching each other, but we also never really see them in class. We just see them in like their breaks or like the start of class or after school.
And like, mind you, in really small towns like that, even here in Canada, schools like that are still pretty common in smaller towns when the population isn't big enough to really justify the infrastructure of having multiple different schools. You just grab one big ass building, you shove all the kids in there, you grab one, maybe two teachers, they give the lessons, that's it.
See, that's fair, but if you got the kids, that was the part that bothered me. I'm like, how do you have a building with a principal, but then I think like at first you don't see the teachers, so you're just like, oh, so the kids are teaching kids because they showed class time in the older version. They showed actual class time, but he's the one teaching everybody the fuck else, especially the little girls. And then you see the girls about his age, you know, they're just the ones who are just like, can you help me with my homework too? But I'm like, who do we hand the homework into? Who is collecting the notebooks at the end of the fucking day? You guys? Are you grading each other? What I didn't understand why that was there like that. I understand the whole one teacher teaching
Everybody's walking out
K
of there
through
with an A
12.
without being able to do their 1+2s.
I was like, this is giving. I don't want to say it like that, but it's like country
It's
bumpkin.
highly ineffective.
It's
That's
like
what it.
everybody
That's the
is
whole thing, though. That's what I got. It was like the vibes of very much country people not liking that anything city wise is making its way out to them.
Yeah.
Was the
That
dam
was
was the dam ever important by the end of it? For the love of God, because they kept bringing that up, and I was like, okay,
every single
So
scenario.
it ended up being important because the little girl, that the psycho, whatever, Saitoko, her family was one of the few families that sided with the government and not with the rest of the townspeople. And so like that was a big plot point of when her abusive uncle showed up and started abusing her, and her and everybody's like, why can't we save her, why isn't anybody intervening? And then come to find out like, oh, her family sided with building the dam. Yeah,
that
like
bitch
fuck.
deserves it.
Yeah, fuck her for
Yeah,
what her
basically.
parents did, and that's why like her parents are dead. Is that like there was
Catching
an
that Naruto
accident, and
treatment.
it was an accident that happened during like one
So
of the
when they were describing the
protests.
couples and stuff. Wait, why did they kill the priest off then? Did they ever explain that? They were like, "Oh yeah, the priest died, and then it was alleged."
I don't
there was
remember
an
a
alleged
priest.
suicide letter.
It was
They didn't.
the dad
It
of
was
the
an
green haired
off-screen
chick.
kill.
No,
I don't. I don't know. No, because well, I didn't get that far. What they had described was, in all of the deaths that happened once a year during the festival,
Yeah.
the priest was killed 1 year, and his wife that same night had wrote it seemed like a suicide letter and hence disappeared but was not found dead. She just was gone. But the priest himself he had a tragic accident or whatever the case may be.
I must have been asleep during that explanation.
No, I think I'm remembering what you're talking about. Yeah.
did the
Yeah,
twin
what?
sister ever pop up in any other loop or no?
Yes.
The twin
Was it like
sister.
a one? Was it a
After
one
the
leaf
loop
thing?
that she pops up in, she becomes a reoccurring character.
Yeah, she's kind of a
Okay.
mainstay.
I'll be honest, at first I thought she had a split personality, and I kind of liked how it was going, and then I seen that if she was a physical person, I was like, oh, I'm no longer that interested in it that much anymore. I was hoping that, she had a crush on him, so she was being girly and working out one job, and then she had a second job where she was a tomboy and, was a tomboy at school. So I'm like, oh, she's trying to be flirty with him. Well, but the flirty one might be the psycho one. But then, nope, come to find out, it's two different bitches. And I'm like, I hate it here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let go of that. That
Everybody
bitch
had a
went
sibling.
psychotic because of the doll.
Because she wanted the doll or because...
Something with the doll. Like she just straight up, oh yeah, I like this demon blood only awoke because of the doll. I'm like, that makes no sense. Bitch, there's no way you can't find a doll like that for
I
cheap in
What?
this pumpkin ass place.
No, wait, because let me ask, which one is the one that went crazy? Was it the girl that worked at
The
the
tomboy one.
restaurant? The tomboy one is the one that crazy because she had the doll?
No, she didn't get it. Like that
No,
was straight up
but
the
that's
thing. Like I
the
straight up
tomboy one
remember
is the
hearing
one
that.
that he literally gave it to her.
No,
In
he
the
gave it to the orange hair one in the original.
Oh,
That creepy one, the one that likes to go to like
see,
the metal dump.
no, see, yeah, no, that bitch is crazy. No, when I went to when I was watching the new one, in the like they did the club meeting and they went to the event and the guy was like, here, a gift for everybody. So that blonde haired doll, he ends up giving it to the green haired girl, the tomboy one, and hands it to her. And her twin sister then asks him, like they're walking past a store that just so happened the tomboy girl works at. Her twin sister goes, I want that doll, which was an identical twin to the other doll. I don't know how that one finishes off because I had to come to the podcast. So, ladies, can you please tell me what happens in the new one? What happens there? What the fuck?
I just know the doll gets given to one of the green-haired siblings. I think the more tomboyish one with the Glock. And then at some point she's the one who goes crazy and starts murdering. That's my understanding. I again was asleep for big chunks of this anime.
Yeah, that episode. Yeah, it was literally the one where the twin is getting introduced. The twin and our main dude, they go on like this little date. Something happens with the doll. The doll ends up in the hands of the tomboy twin. Tomboy twin takes our main dude into the bunker of their mafia compound in the middle of the fucking boonies.
Well, you
Sorry,
you didn't know
Yakuza
random village people.
compound.
Wasn't Yak? All I know is that they were part of the cult of the evil of the spirit.
No, it's a fucking Yakuza compound. That's what it is. It's a Yakuza compound. The
is
fucking
funny.
cop literally
chamber.
at one point was like, if she wanted to murder someone, she could. And it would just not be like, no, it's literally a fucking Yakuza compound.
What it is bullshit. That's what it is. This whole anime is just bullshit.
It honestly, like, you try to make sense of the time loops and it just doesn't fucking work. Because the time loops end up going one way, and then a decision of some sort is made somewhere along the lines, and it fucks with the timeline, and then
it also
the
just takes
fucking
too long
god just snaps their fingers and then makes sure somebody dies.
It'll forever be my issue of it takes too long for our main guy to start to get hit with to start to realize, wait a minute, this shit's a little too familiar.
Now, does he become aware that he's in a time loop at all? Does that ever happen?
At some
'Cause
point,
he's used to help the other one break fate.
yeah, like at some point when Saitaka becomes a looper as well, and now both Saitaka and Rika are time looping. It's explained that because they're time looping so much, and there's only so many reiterations that can be fucking created at any given time,
Mhm,
Like the loops start like melding together and memories start like bleeding into our main cast of characters, and then it's making some of them go a little cuckoo instead like our main squeeze here, and it
mhm. Okay. Okay. All
It
right.
I just like Des, I don't think like even if you had watched the remake it would have made much of a difference for you. It
Okay.
it was
Okay.
it was something. Maybe like
Hmm.
I don't know, like it just ah
one of the main issues is that the time loops don't make any fucking sense.
yeah. Yeah. That's true. And like even if you like you're like they also take too long. Time loops take too fucking long.
It
Like
takes like 4 to 5 parts for each fucking thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
at some point they do just start hitting you with like back to back loops after we find out that it's the purple haired girl and she's the like catalyst for the time loop. So every time she's murdered in this town or whatever, she like the time loops start over again, and she has a weird like astral projection twin that isn't really
Mhm.
explained that well, if at all. And at some point, the astral projection twin is like, "Here, I am going to use the last little sliver of my power so that you can remember each time loop now, so that you can figure out who killed you and maybe how to avoid it." And she's like, "Nope."
Was it the police guy? He's always there.
Well, at one point he does murder everybody, but no, it's not him every time. But it's like she's like, "Oh my god, like you can't leave me. We've been doing this for 100 years." Which how do you keep track of how many years you've been doing that for? You know. But if you're stuck in a
Just like
time
a
loop and
nice
you
little
can't
bit of
remember,
sanity.
if you're stuck in a time loop and you can't even remember who killed you, I just want to know how do you know how many years have passed. But yeah, she like loses it a little bit, and then when she wakes up, she's like, "All right, um, I'm giving myself 5 loops to try to survive, and if after the 5th loop I don't, I'm gonna kill myself permanently with some special ceremonial trident sword thing." And then that's when we find out that um, Sai. I know Nova keeps saying it and I keep forgetting. Uh,
Saitika.
Saitika comes out and is like, no, you're not allowed to stop the time loops. We're gonna be stuck here forever, together forever.
Yeah, because at one point, Rika does end up. She doesn't even. She doesn't end up figuring anything out. She just ends up being like reborn or waking up into a time loop where everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Just by fucking happenstance, there were no stakes, no countermeasures, no strategy, no nothing. She just ends up being put into this one specific loop where everything is going great. Everyone is doing everything that they ought to be. And she ends up like everyone makes it through the festival. Nobody dies. She and Saitika go to the boarding school for prestigious young women, and that's where Saitika is like, fuck this life. And then they end up going back to their town,
Not
and
before
Saitika
Saitika
touches.
gets imprisoned though. She does get imprisoned at the boarding school.
She gets imprisoned at the boarding school, like full on solitary confinement detention
Orange
cell.
orange outfit, like it actually like that was probably the funniest part of the series because she pulled,
Honestly.
and probably the most satisfying because she pulled a prank that caused a girl to get a fucking head laceration from a bunch of like pots falling on her head from a chandelier in the foyer of their school. And then like the teachers quickly figured it out at that boarding school and were like, solitary for you. And I was like, ah, finally, some psychos finally getting the treatment they deserve.
And then she touches the fucking demon horn in the god statue and becomes a looper and figures out, hey, if I don't like how things are not going my way, I can just kill myself.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped after they like got back to the town. I didn't realize that she was gonna do that.
That's exactly what ends up happening.
And so then that's how we get
She-
season 2.
That's how we get season 2, because
God
she
damn
ends
it.
up getting her own like cosmic deity thing, you know, like the twin
cosmic
that
twin,
Rika
yeah.
has. Yeah, she ends up getting her own, except Saitaka's is not broken, whereas Rika's was. Like Saitaka is like Saitaka's cosmic twin is like fully formed, fully powerful, sadistic fucking bitch kind of situation. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna give you my power, and you can go through as many loops as you want until you get the life that you want. All you have to do is kill yourself when things don't go your way. And Saitaka's like, bet.
Okay.
And that's how we get season 2. And now
Amount of emo
Saitaka
people that
and
must have watched
Rika
this
are
anime.
stuck in this fucking time loop battle where Rika just wants to have a normal fucking life at this boarding school, and Saitaka's like, no, I love you too much to let you go. You will stay here in tragedy with me forever in this decrepit, dying town because I love you.
I was like, damn.
So we got like surprise lesbians at the end. But in like the
Sounds
worst
like
way
it.
possible, because
The worst fucking way possible.
2007, where Killing Your Gays started and was alive and well. I act like it's not still alive and well. It very much is.
Oh, my ears itchy. My ears itchy. Fuck.
Go Knuckles deep. Knuckles deep. I'm sorry.
And like it's
That's what
this
she
anime
said.
is slop. It's slop. I'm sorry, Jinx. It is. And like, it's okay. It's okay. We all have our slop anime. Okay? My slop anime of choice, Records of Ragnarok. There is like no story to Records of Ragnarok.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
just
just
fighting.
big beefy dudes fighting one another for show and spectacle and great animation. But it is a fighting tournament arc anime slop fest. That's what it is. And that's okay. We're all allowed to have our slop. But you gotta be able to recognize when the slop is the slop. That is the moral of this story.
Jinx trying too hard to make every anime he watches sound good.
Record of Ragnarok needs more fighting, less history. I
Agreed.
agreed. Yeah, Record of Ragnarok just fighting, slight history, and Aphrodite giant badonkers.
And
They
it's
know
not
what they're
even
doing.
accurate history either. They
Nope.
fucking
They take what they can, but they're very much
They've-
they're very
They
free
bastardize
with
it a little
it.
bit. It's fine. Hey, season 3 is confirmed and supposed to be coming out sometime soon.
Oh yeah, you guys are getting Kinshi Huang next. Good luck with
Oh my
that.
god, I'm actually fucking excited for my slop fighting anime to come back. I
He has
need it.
He has a good backstory. You'll get to see him. You want to know who he's fighting, or you want to wait for that for yourself?
I'm waiting for that for myself. Thank you very much.
I won't tell you results, but if you wanted to know who he fought, that's
Nah, I'm good.
okay. But you just get to know he's next.
I just
Cool.
want more Buddha in my life.
Honestly.
Smash.
What a jokester Buddha is.
Totally historically inaccurate Buddha, but like hot damn, he's a great character.
And he's hot.
And
I mean,
he's
there are-
hot.
There's like has so many gods and deities in it. There's like a dozen other Buddhas in the mix.
Open toed shoes. Oh my god, Moss. All right, you know
Oh,
what?
that's a good
I
one.
would take an anime about a toad finding open-toed shoes for itself over fucking Higurashi when they cry.
Lord.
Don't say that because we find something similar to that, and then you're gonna be like, "Who recommended this?"
Honestly,
Oh yeah,
like,
if we want,
yourself.
if we
I'm being like genuine when I say this. Higurashi when they cry is worse than when I suggested the 30-year-old guy who gets transformed into the magical girl like anime. Like, at least that
Yeah, it's
had
there.
some type of plot. that like was entertaining if only it just fell back on gay jokes a lot. But like Higurashi When They Cry felt like it had no plot. It
They
had
tried too hard to be intelligent, but they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
it was so bad. I want to see what the like ratings are actually for this.
By the way, Nixie, I dropped my video ninja link if you want to use that instead of my Fugi.
Oh yeah, cuz
Also, now that we have Dez here, Dez,
Hmm.
I got Nova to I asked Nova about this because I obviously brought up the amount of gay ships that we now have in this fandom.
Oh god.
I am not a bottom. Nova's confirmed it.
no, incorrect.
Well, might as well start another fire to get this going.
No, I'm sorry, you're a bottom. I don't make the rules.
You never get to make rules.
But on Crunchyroll, Higurashi When They
God damn it.
Cry
I'll get rid of those.
Draco, your video too many. Lower your bar.
somehow has
Something happened.
4.5 stars.
Oh.
I don't understand how, I don't understand why, but it somehow has 4.5 stars.
Trash.
How do I lower this bar?
I'll give it a solid 5 because like it's an anime. Hear me out. If they were literally just only a short story, like if they were separate little things, then you know, as confusing as it is, you know, and yes, they do put me to sleep because it's back to back to back to back. But if it was just that one, like for example, if it was just the first one, or if it was just the second one, pretty decent storyline. If you can extend it and like we dive into it better, but they just spoon feed you, like they force feed you in 4 or 5 episodes all the fucking information, and then all of a sudden we're going back like if I never fed you, and you have a fresh new bowl. Here's that same information again, just a little bit topsy turvy.
So like
Like I'm saying, if like what's her name, Rika?
Yeah.
Like Rika's first timeline of her being the murderer, then you know, like that was a nice one. If we had it longer and like that was the whole series. And then, you know, her friends are like, they're all active murderers, and somehow nobody would dare to believe the middle school / high schoolers are the ones out here creating murder every year in the same tiny ass backwaters village. No, couldn't be the only youth that's not dead. I don't know. So like that's why I give it a 5. I'm like, the story has potential. It's just the way it was given to us, both in the new and the old version, quite wasn't it. It's just,
yeah,
like,
so I looked, yeah, and my anime list has the original as a 7.87 and the new one as a 7.2. And I think that score is
Nostalgia
way
really
too high.
holds them up.
It
That's
really
way
does.
too high. Also, apparently, like the title translation or like synonyms for the title can be "When the Cicadas Cry," which
and that happened the whole
Which
show.
we don't need
yeah,
to
I
see
was
those
like,
cicadas.
why? I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
do.
why are the
You do see
cicadas like
cicadas.
constantly? You know, they do have cicadas in both in the new version at least, and I was like, why the fuck are we focusing on cicadas so much? Now that makes sense. But like, I don't know. I think I'm mad that we start off with Keiichi as the main character, and then we find out like it was never about him. Like his life and his actions mean absolutely nothing to the fucking plot.
Oh yeah, like he is a side character among side characters.
And I also
Got that Akame got killed fucking treatment pretty much in the end.
I also want to point
so
out.
you're telling me it's the same equivalence as I don't know if you guys watched it. Not House of Dragons. Freaking yes, but no.
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. Remember how they start you off with the Starks, and you're all excited, and everything's about the Starks, and you think it's about the dad. Dad's dead, episode 1. So, there's that. So it's like I'm assuming this is the same scenario, but just a little bit more twisted and repetitive.
I don't know. It's like not. It's like seeing his perspective is interesting And because you're
Mhm.
seeing him through the time loops, right? But then you get to episode fucking 16, and that's when they tell you he's not the main character in the time loops. He is a fuck ass side character whose life in the time loops means absolutely nothing, and the only thing that really like makes sense about him maybe being like the point of view that we follow is that he always lives through every time loop, where the main character, the main girl who's like the time loops are about, she dies every time. She has to. She has to die to reset the time loop. And like, I don't know, it's just very frustrating to me to be like, why the fuck are we paying attention to this dude if it's not about him? Also,
And like,
he dresses like a closeted gay guy in the new one. I don't know how he dressed in the old one, but you can't tell me that vest that he wore,
The sleeveless red vest.
the sleeveless red vest doesn't scream like to like be a little bit not PC, but like metrosexual or whatever people in the fucking early 2000s said about closeted gay men. And then when he switches to the full fucking sweater tied around his neck, I was like, oh yeah, we're queer
Oh,
as
yeah.
hell. We are a closeted gay man. When they're like older and the two girls are at the academy, but I felt the need to point that out as a
like,
fellow queer.
looking at the thumbnails for the episodes for next season, I can vaguely see some stuff being pieced together, and I can vaguely see a story forming through the thumbnails. I've also heard that this anime has an extremely controversial ending to it.
All right,
I don't know what it is,
Wikipedia.
but apparently it has like a extremely controversial ending.
I'm going to Wikipedia to
Bet you
find
they
out
all
because
end
I'm
up
not
dead.
watching it.
What would you say, Draco?
I'm betting they all end up dead anyways.
I mean, Rika looks like she's laying in the river dying in the thumbnail.
Apparently,
dead
there
for
are live
nothing.
action films, so do with that information as you will. Okay, looks like Discotheque Media now produces DVDs, which is cool. People in Japan who bought all 9 of the DVDs of the first season had the chance to receive a special DVD entitled Higurashi no Naku Goro ni Gaiden Neko Goro Shihen. That's a title.
Yes.
That is a long title. So, fun fact, I guess there's a special, like, movie. Let's see. A continuation series produced the same for staff based on a new story arc. Sentai Films is licensed in the second season series as a result. This is in 2007. As a result of a murder case in September 2007 in Japan involving the murder of a police officer by a 16-year-old daughter with an axe, as well as the Japanese media relating the case to anime such as Higurashi, the latest episode screenings of both Higurashi no Nakokoro Nikai, which is the second season of the original series, and another anime at the time, School Days, were canceled by a number of stations due to excessive violence. That's a fun little fact from Wikipedia.
I think I watched School Days.
School Days is bad. I know there's like abortion in School Days or miscarriage or something, but it's like very graphic, and apparently like worse. Originally a bloody bill cleaver, she's very no halfway through everything. It was replaced with an image of a van from series fictional junkyard. Oh, they like edited stuff. Okay. I just want to know how the ending is. What is the ending? Oh, plot.
I'm sorry. It's
Damn.
Oh, I found it.
Okay.
Are good at working Google and stuff.
The answer arcs reveal that each preceding arc is an alternate reality in which Rika tries to save. Yeah, okay, so Rika can't fucking save her friends. In the final 2 chapters, it is revealed that the village clinic is secretly a government institute investigating a mysterious parasite in the village that causes Hinamizawa syndrome, a disease that induces paranoia, delusion, and homicidal rage in its victims before pushing them to tear out their own throats. This disease is responsible for instigating the characters to commit murders in the previous arcs, and some of the incidents in the earlier years were caused by it. The rest of the incidents were caused by Mio, who had killed Tomitaki and faked her death, using the Oyashiro curse as a cover. Hinamizawa syndrome manifests in those experience extreme stress or those who move a distance away from the quote infection queen, who releases a pheromone that prevents the aggravation of the villagers' condition. The women of the Furude clan have all acted as infection queens, and Rika is the sole remaining member of the line after the death of her parents in a 1981 accident. The theory by Mio's adoptive grandfather, Hifumi Takano, is that there is no infection queen. All villagers will succumb to the syndrome and a mass outbreak of violence will occur. In some of the realities, Shion, succumbing to Hinamizawa syndrome, kills Rika. However, life in Hinamizawa goes on, showing that Hifumi's theories have been exaggerated. I just want to know what the ending is. Jesus Christ.
Not even
Wikipedia.
going to the fucking Wikipedia makes it any quicker. Holy shit.
Mio's motive to vindicate Hifumi's work and forced him to be recognized after he was shamed by the government and scientific community for his thesis about the disease. After several hundred loops, Keiichi becomes either vividly or subconsciously aware of the previous realities, allowing him to avoid several critical points where various characters would be murdered or driven insane. In the final loop, the group asks Hanyu to join them, and the spirit manages to manifest a physical body. With her assistance and all of the knowledge and allies they have formed along the way, they thwart Mio's plan, and Keiichi and his friends attend the festival to move on to live happy lives afterward. In the secret ending, I guess this is from the original source, which is the visual novel, it says in the secret ending, Rika travels back to the past to prevent Mio suffering from the traumatic childhood that led her to become who she was. So it doesn't really give me the anime endings. I'm looking now at the reception portion, but like, Jesus Christ, Wikipedia is not helpful on this. Apparently, it was given an overall rating of A-, in an Anime News Network article. So, I question the person who wrote that. They said it's also worth rewatching. Hell no. Series has a highly positive review. Brother, who is reviewing this and giving it positive reviews? Jesus. And went to add the moe designs on the girls made the scary scene special. I did not like the moe designs on the girls.
Her eyes are way too damn big.
Okay, here's a synopsis of the final episode.
Thank you.
Rika discards the sword in the river and tells Satoko that she could not live in a world without her. As they continue fighting, the sword miraculously appears and, wielded by Hanyu, she defeats Ewa, cracking her horn and transforming her into a young girl. Ewa witnesses a miracle, but tells her that the gate between worlds will open, and telling her that the world will be hers, and departs from the sea of fragments. Satoko and Rika lie together in a riverbank, exhausted, before being found by their friends. The two tell them that they had a fight and nearly ending their friendship. Reina, Mion, and Keiichi tell them they can remain friends even if they are not with each other. Realizing the importance of friendship, Satoko and Rika hold hands. The timeline jumps to spring of 1987, where Rika decides to go to St. Lucia alone, and for Satoko to stay in the village with everyone else. Before Rika leaves, she and Satoko resolve to see each other soon, and note that as loopers whose lives are eternal, they need time apart to strengthen their eternal friendship. Satoshi wakes up at the clinic basement. Satoko's witch persona finds her new life boring and returns complete control of her body to the latter. Hanyu sits near the shrine and watches everyone peacefully moving on for their lives.
All right.
That's the last episode.
So it gets a happy ending.
It gets a happy ending.
And people are upset about that. How
that,
dare everybody live?
It's like, all that for what? We just went through all that for what?
They went through all of that for Satoko and Rika to realize that they don't need to live in the same fucking house with each other 24/7 and stay in the same town with each other for their entire lives for the two of them to still be friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
They went through all of that to figure out long distance friendships. exist and are healthy.
God, these bitches is stupid.
God, these bitches is stupid.
Yeah, I found
Uh,
the
oh, Des, you
IMDb.
love the pic I dropped in
I hate you.
freaking
I hate you.
I found the IMDb for the live action, and apparently it's only 10 episodes, and then there's like a 4-episode miniseries sequel. Um,
Sorry.
Shit.
there's a part of me
Oh
that
my
wants
God.
to like look, because then there's also 2 live action movies, and there's a part of me that like wants to look at the
Lexi,
live
you
action,
know
but there's a
damn
part of me
well
that's like,
live
I
actions
can't
don't
sit
do
through this.
well. You know damn well live actions never do good.
Well, it's a
Don't.
Japanese live action, not a American live action. It's just like
One Piece would beg to differ, Des.
One Piece,
One Piece is the
like
exception,
a
not the
1 in
rule.
a million, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
not even a Dragon Ball fan, but I'll bring up that one Dragon Ball movie from like 2007.
Evolutions.
Yeah.
You could bring up the original Avatar: The Last
Oh
Airbender
my
one as
God!
well.
So
The what? That movie doesn't
what's
exist, us.
hilarious
That
and
doesn't
sad about
exist.
that movie? The guy who played Piccolo, like King Piccolo, for that movie,
Mm-hmm.
actually got really into the goddamn manga, and he was
Mhm.
enjoying it so much, and he was happy to be a part of the movie. Then it turned out into what it turned into, and was so disappointed. He was like, "The next project for Dragon Ball, I'll do free," and I'm pretty sure he ended up voicing a character in Dragon Ball Super.
Nice. Because he
Um,
knew.
And you're like, yeah, I did
So
not deserve the check for that one.
yeah. It still stands. Not all live actions are good. You know,
No.
we can't trust the process sometimes.
you know what are
Sometimes.
always good?
Hmm.
Fucking anime stage plays.
Yes, the fuck they are. I be sitting there, you flying for real.
Could you imagine a Higurashi stage play?
Oh God.
The buckets of fake blood that they would have to have every time they put it on.
Every night. Every night. Could you being first row. Imagine being first row. Carry an umbrella. Carry
Yes.
an umbrella.
Oh my god, yeah, like there's a splash zone that she can
Mhm.
buy tickets to. Oh man. But like they'd have to get like those LCD screens to put up behind to like um oh fuck, the words are leaving my head. To do like the blood splatter on walls. They yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh god.
And they'd have to make it a musical. It'd have to be a musical stage play.
Why? Why? What? See, I could not imagine somebody in mid-murder scene just.
They
Why
made
did
Death
you
Note
do
a
it?
musical.
Why
They
did
can
you
make
do this?
Higurashi a musical, alright? And let me just tell you, the music from Death Note the musical slaps.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And I don't even like Death
There
Note.
was a musical. I didn't even know there was a musical.
When
Why
the
would you do this?
corporations. Yes, there's a musical for Death Note.
Why did you memorize the song?
That song just got really popular on TikTok.
Okay.
We still have like 45 minutes left, and I can't dunk on this any more than I have. It's just so bad.
Yep.
It's like
So we can argue on either the bottom allegations that I have been branded with. We can argue over what the next anime is, because I'm either throwing out a very much a sports anime or a wholesome one.
that'd be
And I may
nice.
still just make the sports one go in there instead. Just because, why
Okay.
not? Might as well add
Because-
to.
Is it
because
Blue
of
Lock?
chaos.
No. And even then, I'd
Please,
only
can
make
we
you watch
Blue
season.
Lock?
Blue Lock.
I'd only make you watch season 1. Season 2 was such shit,
I
and
haven't
I'm mad
seen season
because
2,
they had
and I
so much potential, and only the last episode got any good fucking animation, and they fucked it all up. And I'm not even mad at the
Season
anime.
2 of Blue
No.
Lock was awesome.
I'm not even mad at the animation.
I haven't
at the
seen...
animation team, because I found out one person was stuck like animating 5 fucking episodes by himself.
I have not seen season 2 or the movie, but yes, my understanding is that they were animating the movie and season 2 at the same time, and the movie took like precedence over the second season.
Oh, so they
The
just
ending
kidnapped all the animators.
animation for season 2 is what they could have used for any and or all the games, and they could have used slideshows for the rest. I couldn't give a shit. But the fact that they slideshowed the shit out of the games themselves, someone deserves to get their head caved in for that. That's such a cardinal sin for a sports anime. Botching the fucking sport part of the anime. We're in
So,
goddamn
it's not-
2024-2025 season.
you know what
We're not movies here.
You know what a wholesome sports anime is? Haikyuu. It's
No.
just
Already
gay.
read and watched all of them.
It's just gay volleyball players. I mean, they're not actually
Guys.
gay, but like they're
Listen.
pretty
I can't
fruity.
handle this.
Listen,
Can't handle
I'm
sports
gonna,
animes.
I might spoil. I don't, because I have no idea where the fucking movies are gonna end at this rate. Because I know they're using 2 movies to finish off the rest of Haikyuu. Takana does get into a relationship. Our bald head boy.
Aw.
Well, he's not one of the ones that I said was gay, or that
Oh,
I think of as gay.
Oh,
Which one
shit.
do you think of as gay at this rate?
Okay. Nishinoya, bi. All right.
Oh, she has categories. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm fucking blanking on names. I'm a fake Haikyuu fan. Hold on.
Fake. Fake.
Oikawa is
Fake.
definitely gay.
Oink.
Tobio and or Kageyama and Hinata 100% gay. 100%.
Nah,
Tsukishima, I can
those
see
2
is
would
bi.
get married to a volleyball. They don't. They
They
pay
would get
attention
married
each
to each other. All right.
At-
Kenma.
other. They
that is-
wouldn't even
that
kiss
is-
to seal the deal.
that
They'd
boy
just
is-
set up each other a spike.
That's
Kenma's
cool.
queer. I don't know where he falls, but he's not straight. All
He's
right.
the third He's the third wheel to the Hinata Kageyama cycle, and he's mad that he didn't get picked.
All right.
You're
Kuro.
welcome.
Kuro's bi. Okay. Yamaguchi. He's a gay little bean. Just a gay little bean.
Can't even defend Yamaguchi, honestly.
I mean, like he just gay little bean. That's all you need to
He's
know.
attached to Suki.
Oh my god, I forget how many characters have like fucking names. Yeah, Tanaka,
Oh,
I
damn
was
near
I
all
was
of them.
not worried about him being gay or not. Like he just is.
You want to know who he bagged?
Is it the is it Kyoko?
Yes, he bagged there. Man, did it. Said he was gonna do it. He fucking did it.
You know what?
Legend.
Coach Yukai, I'm saying is he's not straight. I don't know what he is, but it's not straight.
Like, there's a flavor there. I'm just not sure which one.
And the other coach, the teacher sponsor, he's gay. I'm
So
not
much
saying
gay
that the
is
2
happening.
coaches are into each other. I'm
But
just
the two
saying.
coaches are into each other.
I'm just saying. Fucking where's my owl boy? Bokuto?
Okuto?
Yeah, Bokuto, he's gay. He's gay as hell.
Like 90% of these ships you could say are gay are the setter and their primary hitter.
Yeah, exactly.
They gotta stare at that ass all day.
Now Asahi, one might think that he's gay because the man bun. But I would say
They roast
he
the
is
shit
like
out of him.
90% straight, but he's one of those straight guys that's so comfortable with how straight he is that he's willing to do
Become
gay shit.
gay.
You know? Like that's just the type of straight guy that he is.
Tom from Boondocks.
And that's like my definitive like characters I care about gay ranking of IQ.
If Tanaka didn't get with Kyoko, I'm pretty sure Yachi would have gotten with Kyoko. They got close near the end.
Oh
of
yeah, the
first
lesbians.
year. Yeah, there was a lesbian thing going on there.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you listen?
Oikawa feels like he gets passed around by the team, but his main swing is Iwaizumi. Is that the
Yeah, Iwa-chan.
yeah, him. That's his main squeeze, but everybody on the team at least gets one.
I mean, Iwa-chan does have the biggest dick energy of that team, so and we all
Crazy.
know Oizawa is a size queen.
Oh.
Tess is just oh.
Because hear me out. Hear me out. I tried watching it. I did. I give every sport like one chance. I tried basketball. No.
Good.
I tried racing. No.
Don't
I
worry, Des. The
tried
next one's sumo. You'll be into that,
volleyball.
hopefully.
Oh, that's one of the gayest sports out there.
You know,
Two
that's
Sumo?
two
Chest to
basically
chest?
naked men sweating and grappling each other. Like I'm telling you, like any form of wrestling is gay. I'm sorry, if you're a wrestler, you're gay.
A lot of it
that
does
I've
come off as
seen.
You're
wrestling.
sticking your
Sumo
face.
wrestling isn't even. Sumo wrestling is a lot less gay, but I can agree with what you mean.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Now
sorry.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu,
Oh, that's
that is extra gay.
what?
I don't care if this makes it to the Brazilians out there that are macho. You're grappling, you're holding, and you're like you're shaking your ass towards your opponent if you're a person that likes to immediately sit down to try and grapple somebody.
If
Just
part of your
admit it, bottom
sport
boy, you ain't escaping it.
as a rugby player, if part of your sport is putting your face at head level to some or at crotch, like putting your head at crotch level of other people, it's gay. Automatically, your
get that
sport is
low.
gay. Okay,
I can break down a lot of sumo for you,
but like when yes, not necessarily sumo, but I'm just saying like wrestlers and stuff when they like you do is it a leg
you
thing or
have to
whatever?
assume the thought. You assume the thought goes through their heads at least once.
Look, if you were almost teabagging your opponent, that's gay. I'm sorry. Why are you sticking your balls in another man's face if you don't want him sucked by a man?
I can't.
Ah.
I cannot. This is exactly why.
This topic has gone off trail, but there you go. The one I'm throwing out there would have been a sumo one. Then there's the two babysitter animes that are very wholesome, both different, but I guess the same. I don't know.
Are you
Is
talking
it-
about
is it
Spy
the
Daddies?
Killer?
No, I was gonna do either the guide to babysitting from like a Yakuza's guide to babysitting, and then there's one like a school babysitter.
Oh, the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting sounds funny.
The other one is also pretty much a very wholesome anime. Let me look it up. Well, there's one character I know everyone's gonna hate.
All right, well,
because
so while
it's
he's
him.
looking it up, I'm going to explain why Draco is a bottom for Zello.
No, let Nova
Okay.
go off first. For the love of God, I've already gotten this. I've been at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a brand somewhere just waiting.
No. Let me hear it. Maybe there's some things that I haven't considered.
Okay,
No, but please, no.
Shit.
so
Fight to defend me.
so while initially I did not see the younger brother energy of Draco, once I saw it, that was when I was like, he's a bottom. Because
What
younger
the fuck?
younger siblings inherently are taken care of by their older siblings at some point in their life, and younger
Goodness
siblings
gracious,
also
what do you
tend to
mean?
be a little bit more spoiled, and therefore I do think younger siblings tend to have more pillow princess energy. Not always,
Okay.
but I get the vibe from Draco that like he wouldn't mind being a pillow princess. All right. Zello,
Okay.
Zello, on the other hand, is a little bit more aggro, but he's like a quiet aggro. Like he's a quiet dom, like he doesn't have to assert his dominance with big displays. He just does. And so that's why
Because Nova called Zelo a bottom.
and so that's why I'm saying like I think if it's just Zello and Draco, I'm thinking Zello's topping and Draco's bottoming, and like this, and also like Dom sub. I think Zello's the Dom and Draco's the sub. I am open to hearing power bottom arguments for Zello, where he is still the Dom but a sub, or he's still the Dom but a bottom. Like that's valid. But I do believe that we are falling into the normal or Dom top bottom sub pattern.
Okay. So one thing, Draco, you did not clarify with me is that the context of this argument, the context of this conversation is the dynamic between you and Zello.
Nova, I get called a bottom no matter who it is. That's why I didn't even add that context. I didn't know they were gonna go this route.
All these people involved was Eidolon. Zello.
Well, so
It
and
turned
hubby,
it
my hubby at that.
off. It started off as Zelo and I, then Nixie threw in Eidolon, then you threw in Jinx, and
It
then I
started
think
off
Time
Nova
out.
threw in.
They threw themselves in
They threw,
there.
yeah,
We
Eidolon
were
and Jinx
kind
threw
of just
themselves in.
here.
All right. It started off as
No,
Cell
Nova threw in
Code,
her
and
hubby
then
as well, though, right? Nova, you threw in yours. You
Yes,
throw yours
I
into the mix?
voluntold hubby for this Yowie ship fest. He's bringing the tentacles. He has to be there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
He can be next to Jinx. I'm sure Jinx will love that. He get
Oh God.
anyways, when I was talking about this with Draco last night, I
Mhm.
believe, if not last night, then the night
2
before,
nights ago, yeah.
2 nights
Yeah,
ago,
Friday night. Yeah.
I was talking to him about his soft dom status in a general context. Okay, I see Draco here, and I don't see him being a particularly forceful, grabby kind of dom. He's the kind that sits in the lounge chair, gives you that look, and then you know what you need to do. You get on your knees and you give him a good time. He's that kind. It's soft power, but it's power there nonetheless. However, I did state in our little conversation, Draco, that if someone with the bigger dick energy came along, you would be comfortable with laying down the carpet for the king. And you agreed with me. Now, I suppose the conversation at hand is who has the bigger dick energy. Is it Zelo or is it Draco?
Zelo.
Zelo. I'm sorry.
We're talking about the man and he ain't here. That's the word.
That's how you know it's real.
Here's the thing. Zelo's very quiet, right? Whenever he's with us, he's very quiet, but you can hear like okay, the energy he gives me is he's very quiet, but let you get behind that door. And all the shit that you did all day with your bratty ass energy, he's definitely gonna make you pay for that. I'm trying to choose very, very wholesome words here.
I'll say it, Des. I'll say it. Draco has brat energy, and he's the type who looks for a dommy mommy to come and like punish him or whatever while they fuck. All right, Draco the type of guy to find a girl into pegging. Zelo, I struggle to find Zelo into like I feel like Zelo would try pegging once,
there goes
but
Nova.
like I I don't
Come
think
here.
it'd be for him. You know.
No, yeah, I could definitely no. I see Zelo.
And
Definitely,
I say
as
this
soon as that door
respectfully,
closes,
Draco.
bend that ass over this knee because you know what you did today.
I
I'm sorry,
don't see Draco as a
A brat.
recipient of the pegging. I definitely see him a little bit with the little brat energy. I do see that, and I can recognize that.
Thank you.
However, I do not see him being a receiver in the pegging department. I see him being, if he is put in this situation, if he is faced with someone with the bigger dick energy, he is a service bottom. He will give all of the pleasure, and he will receive pleasure in the act of giving and seeing the other get off. That is what I am seeing. It is not necessarily him receiving it from the behind, but he will be more than happy to allow you to abuse the meat stick to get yourself off.
But what if there had to be a scenario where out of the two of them somebody had to do it? So then who is receiving?
Apparently, this is
Genuinely, if you think about it, who would be down to receive?
all of the Democrats protesting
who
for the State of the
life or
Union,
death?
a pink
Drunk.
situation,
I better be
and
drunk
holding up
or
their little
fucking
signs,
high.
is the exact same energy, but 100 times
Maybe then.
worse.
That
As
Draco
all
you
of
could
those
get.
celebrities singing
See,
Imagine.
but that's the
Sober
See, this is
Draco.
what I mean.
Sober Draco
Living in
is
Draco.
too
but this
aware
is
of his
what we mean.
asshole.
Draco. This is what I mean.
I'm
you
saying
have
it.
thought about it. You can think about it and be like, maybe I don't know how many drinks it'll take me, but I need to be drunk enough. I've heard Zila
Like,
say
half
there's
of
not
my-
enough beer in the world for me to think about it.
Listen, in Nova's scenario, if I'm about to die, someone better just fucking
Exit
hand
back
me
to
some
main
alcohol
menu and kick
first.
us all out.
That way I
We'll
don't
save
have to
Yes,
think
we'll
on it.
save. Yes. Sounds good.
If I am to be honest,
But before you do that, I would
I
like
am
to double
seeing
check. Thank you.
Zello.
Oh, twist of what? How? Like what bring?
I
what,
see
what?
Zelo as a bottom.
Zelo talks.
Wow.
Zelo talks very confident. I'm at least willing to admit what I'm willing to do.
And that's what it is. When
I'm
you're
affirmed
when-
in my own necessity here.
when you're seeing and talking about someone in these types of potential situations, you know, are they a top, are they a bottom? You have to look about how they are in their day-to-day life and then switch that over on its head for their nightlife.
This is true.
Mm.
But so that's
In my day-to-day life, I am a very assertive person. I will admit I tend to talk over people. I am sorry about that in the podcast situation. When I am at work, I am loud, I am assertive, I am telling people, I am sorry, I cannot do this. You don't have the document, come back tomorrow. I'm not even all that sorry about it. However, in the bedroom, you bet your ass I am not making any of the decisions. You
I
bet your
bet you.
ass hubby is leading me by a leash kind of situation.
Oh.
Because I make so many fucking decisions in a day, and I tell so many fucking people in a day to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. When it comes to the nighttime, I need someone to tell me to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down.
Period. Period, babes.
I
Period.
need that stress to be released some way, and that is the way. Okay?
Mm.
And generally speaking, generally,
Mhm.
that's how you have to go about looking at it. If you have someone who is in front of you and they are assertive, dominant in every part of their life, well, how the fuck are they going to relieve that stress at night? They're not going to be making more decisions. They're not going to be barking more orders. No, that's just more stress for them. They are going to let
fair.
someone else do it.
Mhm.
That's fair. But
Absolutely.
that's the difference though between dom and sub. Not necessarily top and bottom.
Fair.
So, that's why I am open. I can say I still think Draco is a bottom. But I could totally see him as a power bottom and be a very
Yeah.
domineering bottom. There's just a part of my mind I just don't see Zelo taking it, you know? But Draco I could see taking it. Respectfully, Draco.
Respectfully.
Get up on
You opened this
the
conversation,
others
Draco.
enjoying
You
it.
opened it.
You wanted this.
We have to add content to this episode.
No, I can see that too. I can see Zelo being the sub.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see Zelo, like, I don't see Zelo being in a power position in that kind of dynamic
Right.
in my head, because he is, like, he is a tough guy. He is the wolf captain. Sure, he's real fucking nice. He's a great guy overall, but he a tough guy. He admitted himself. He was a jock growing up. He has that background. He has that energy. So when I'm thinking in the nighttime, in the nightlife, he's not going to want to exert that kind of power. He's going to want to relax a little bit more and have the power of the safe word instead of the power of the order.
Mm.
Whereas Draco, on the other hand, I see Draco getting more enjoyment out of the power of the order, not necessarily barking orders, because I don't think he's that kind of top or dom kind of situation.
Mhm.
But he's not taking orders. He's not.
Okay. Mind you, We love these speculations.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Like we could, oh, like we could be sitting here making the whole wrong question. Like it's all assumptions because we never know.
All right, put
We
another
never
poll up.
know.
We did the poll for what the ship name would be. Put a poll up.
Wasn't it Zelko?
Yes, Zelko
Yeah,
is the ship name.
Zelko.
Yeah.
Hashtag
it's
Zelko. But I'm saying like put a
Hashtag
poll up
Zelko.
and be like, all right, is it
Oh,
Dom's
no.
Dom top Zelo, bottom sub Draco? Is
It'd
it
have to be like separate polls at this rate, though.
No, you can put 4 in. There's only 2 of you for just Zelko scenario, right? Because after
Yes.
that, then we can determine like, all right, now where are we going with like switch territory, and
Mhm.
like,
But like, what?
I
It's
have
the
a
fact. Here's the
question.
thing. It's gotten to the point where there's so many people involved. I was already organizing where everybody else would go. Because at that point, I'm
you were
like,
putting positions already? That's crazy
I
work. for
take
you.
note, Des. This I was like, if all of us, if it's just Zelo and I, obviously there's one. It's a simple laying next to each other, unless he wants to have 2 split beds. Honestly,
Uh-huh.
that makes sense because I do fucking move way too much while I sleep, and I might accidentally elbow drop him while he's fucking trying to sleep. Uh,
I feel like you'd be Little Spoon. I'm sorry. He's holding you down.
if we at that point are it's just 2 of us, maybe it depends on my day though.
You might need to be held that day. You're a little stressed out.
Yeah, just like fucking kill me, lays on bed.
No, I have a question though for you because Nixie made a wondrous emote, and I'm not seeing it in our Twitch set of emotes yet.
Yes, we need it. We need the face eating.
Wait up.
Yeah, the low
Lexi, did you
quality
send me
face
the
eating.
The chat deserves it.
Did you send me like the compressed version?
I mean, it compresses it for you as long as the image is under.
It was
1
too big, I
megabyte?
think, but I know I sent the compressed version. It just might be buried in the Gen chat.
Maybe you can find it real quick. I could throw it in here.
Yeah, because it's not saved to my
Chat
computer.
deserves
So
it. The face sucking was amazing. It was beautiful.
It's not face sucking, Des. They're eating each other's face. It is full on eating.
That's the Baki level of face eating at that rate.
here, I'm gonna reply to it, and then you can
It's
go save it,
That's what it is.
or underneath of it. My bad.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
God.
when it got compressed, it got very low quality, but like it's still good enough to see what's going on. And I made that in like 10 minutes. That was quick, found the base, quick draw over, fill paint bucket.
It was amazing. It's still amazing.
Oh my god, it's great.
Chat, I can't wait for you to see it. I had to share that with you guys.
I'm making a fucking folder for any Zelko shit y'all make.
Yes, please.
I do have confirmation that if I add a charity tier reward for like X amount of dollars raised, I write fanfic that if we hit a different X amount raised, you and Zello can come on and do dramatic readings of it, right?
Oh.
I don't mind.
So that sounds amazing for you guys.
I will be here for that.
I can throw both you and Nova and Des and then give you guys parts too.
What?
Yes.
Put y'all in the cuck chair.
Oh God. Oh God. You're like, yeah, that's what we like to see right there. Yup. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Nixie, what are those cute ass emotes? Wait.
It's me sitting in the cuck chair.
Ah. No, honestly, very much so, yes. Yes. Hello. You're doing great, sweetie.
All right. Did you want it in one of the free emotes, or did you want it in like the?
You can make it a free emote. That's fine. We're sharing the Zelko love.
How many how many free emotes do we have so
5.
far? I think the max is 5, isn't it? Until like
Mm-hmm.
I have an emote attributed to me.
all right. Wait, so that means we gotta remove one of the free emotes already in there to put it into the subscriber emotes. Oh, it's
Yeah,
getting
that's what I'm
serious
doing.
now. Which one
It's
then?
getting
It
cereal.
can't be the raid.
The follower emotes. There we go.
Let me see. There's confetti.
I got rid of the Zelo nose. I got rid of the Zelo nosebleed.
Oh yes, make everybody has to pay to nosebleed to it. Yes, yes.
Okay, cool.
Chat, if you need to refresh your Twitches so that you have access to the emote.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, hold on.
Everybody start spamming Zelko.
Mm. Oh Lord, it's all over the place. I made it free.
You did this yourself. You love it here.
Can we start
Yes,
using
chat.
this for some of our raid
Chat.
messages?
Yes. Oh my god.
It's in the free section. Don't worry, chat. We love you. We
I
love
should have made it.
Zelko.
I should have put it in tier 1 for them to pay.
Too late now. It's too
One,
late.
you pay.
It's okay. Now we get to nosebleed. We have to pay to have a nosebleed.
Ugh.
You need assistance closing it?
What was I
There's
gonna
still
say?
soap. Words.
So, what anime are we watching next week?
I
Of-
dropped 3 screenshots into Gen Chat.
Just looking at the sumo ones, like
You're gonna bother the shit out of everyone.
little image, I would not be opposed.
Yeah,
and
no.
school babysitters I've seen clips of, and it does look very funny. So I would also not be opposed to very wholesome school babysitters. But
I am leaning in the Yakuza Guide to Babysitting and the Sumo one.
So just hit whichever one you want with a thumbs up.
hit him with the thumb.
With the big thumb.
You guys remember
so
the
far-
thumbs from Spy Kids?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, not the thumbs!
You ever think about
So
them?
Hinamaru Sumo is leading.
Because you voted for your own anime. You can't do that.
Of course.
No.
I mean, technically, all 3 would get a vote because I'm throwing them all up there.
Then you better vote for all.
But I have a
three.
preference.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Damn it, we don't have an uneven number.
Draco's just like, he's hitting the sumo one with the.
I like
Oh.
the story. Honestly, though, it's one where I want to rage about not having a season 2.
All right, you do know I'm gonna make it incredibly gay, right?
Oh, you can do that. I don't mind.
Let's go. Cause I'm looking at some of those guys, and I see a couple. I see at least like one twink looking guy. All right.
Oh yeah.
A couple of
Oh, yeah.
twonks.
You know what? I withdraw my vote for the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. I kind of want to watch the sumo anime.
No.
I have no idea
Bet.
why, but I have been
Bet.
really into sports animes lately.
I liked it. I pray y'all like it. I'm gonna, if I have to, I'll force you to watch Sumo itself because fuck it, why not?
I mean, then we're watching sumo. It is what it is.
I honestly did get into watching sumo tournaments after watching the anime and reading the manga,
Here.
so
Here.
they're gonna have a lot of questions about stupid shit, and I'm gonna have the answers hopefully.
I am waiting for the day that they come out with a football anime.
Football? Which
I'm-
football?
Like
What
American
football?
football or
There's
American
football.
football.
I Shield
Did he say
21.
football?
I Shield 21.
Is it in the same kind of quality as Haikyuu or Blue Lock?
No, it's from 2007, Nova.
Okay, then no, that's not what I'm talking about, Draco.
In a similar vein, there is a rugby anime that came out a couple years ago.
Fair.
That bitch, that never finished. What is it? Do you know what it was called?
I'm trying to remember. I think it's kind of like if you just search rugby anime, it's like the first thing that comes up. Is it? I think All Out is the one I'm thinking of. But there's
I know of that one as well. There's technically 3 animes.
Yeah, I see. There's
All Out,
24.
Number 24, Try Nights.
Number 24 is the most recent, but I think All Out is the one everybody talks about. But number
I watched that
24
one.
looks gay as hell.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, All Out is also very gay.
Well, so here's the thing with rugby. Again, as a rugby player, it is gay. Rugby, it's just like, sure, straight men play it, but like if you ever see women's rugby, like there aren't straight women playing rugby except for like Alona Maher or whatever, like the one girl who got famous from the Olympics for Team USA. But like, like you're at least a little queer if you're playing rugby, all right? Like you're not 100% straight because you aren't just like you're like grabbing ass with people, right? Like that is part of the game. You are getting up close and personal. You are tackling people, and the best place to have your head when you tackle at the other person's hip. That's the safest place to put it. You're low, and you're putting your head at their hip, and sometimes when you fall down on the ground, your head ends up in a crotch. That's just the way it is, baby. I have been pantsed before playing rugby. I've seen a girl get grabbed by the thong playing rugby. There's something where like you lift up your teammate to catch the ball.
All right,
from a
so now we
throw-in,
have the next
and you're
2
holding them
weeks
by the
planned
ass.
out.
Like it's
Did they grab him by the hoo-ha?
if your hand slips, like it's everything is valid as long as you're not above the neck, you know. So it's pretty gay.
Has there been nip slips ever in the
not for women's rugby as far as I know, but that's just because the uniforms that have started to be worn for both men and women's are like skin tight, and it's actually kind of awful, but it does make it harder for somebody to just like reach out and grab your shirt and pull you by that, the tighter your shirt is.
That's good.
But like when I played, we got that new style of uniform, and they accidentally got European sizing instead of American sizing.
Oh no.
And so
no.
I played forward, which is your bigger people, your defensive line, right? Your offensive line are backs, because rugby you throw the ball backwards. And we did not have enough larges and extra larges for all of the forwards. So I was like, all right, squeeze me into a medium because I am one of the smaller ones, but I also had some of the biggest boobs. And I was like,
no.
And like, let me tell you, it took 2 people outside of myself to get me into that thing, and it took like 3 people to get it off. Like, because your kit you don't take home. It's like, you know, it's club rugby, so it's shared with the team and then washed all together after each game.
Yes.
But like, oh my god, yeah, it was like, all right, time to get changed for the game. I just lift my arms up like a fucking toddler, like, somebody get me in.
in this bitch.
So that's like the newer style, but no nip
I
slips.
just want to know
with
what that fabric is made of. To not rip
it's like
We're talking about rugby, Van.
it's like a spandexy, like it stretches, but like it is very tight.
What?
Rugby and the
rip
uniforms.
resistance.
What?
And then your shorts are just fucking like all cotton,
Leave. No,
thick.
leave.
They have pockets. At least they have
Cool.
pockets. But,
Pockets.
yeah, you get pockets in rugby shorts. Because rugby is a hooligans game played by... No, it is a... Yeah. It is a hooligans game played by gentlemen, or a gentleman's game played by hooligans? I think it's a gentleman's game played by hooligans.
Yes.
Yes, gentleman's
Yes.
Game played by hooligans. So...
Pockets? Like a kangaroo?
No, like,
Yeah, I
like
watched-
normal pockets.
I watched All Out though, so I know that one is very much up there in the. It looks very gay.
All right, then we'll pick number 24 and roll the dice. I'll make that like my next
That's
one of my next
69?
recommendations.
Sorry.
I Try Nights
So-
also looks very gay. That's the problem with like I like was joking, but also like rugby is
The
very
better
gay.
the animation, the more gay it looks. That's the
It's
thing.
not even the better like rugby itself is just gay. I don't know, like there's no other way to describe it. You are like you're putting your hands on a man's ass to lift him up in the air because he's smaller than you to catch a ball, and then when he falls down from the air, you're gonna hook your arm over his hips and use
Oh
his
my God,
ass
that's
to push him
hilarious.
through the opponent's line. That's gay.
Nova, I tried searching up American football like anime.
Yeah.
And everything else is throwing up soccer. The only one is Ice Shield 21. You are quite
Okay.
literally stuck with that. I recommend Nova perfectly. You have to get over your not wanting to read it, but just read it. For the love of God, just read it.
No.
Please. Because the
No.
anime it's a 2005 to 2008 anime. Let's
I
just give
will
it.
wait for
let's
the
just say what it
newest
is.
one.
It'll never happen. They'll never be able to sell that shit because it's such a boring ass sport.
Football?
No.
I'm gonna say it. It's a boring ass sport.
It is the biggest sport, the second biggest sport in America. I highly doubt that they will not make a new aged anime about American football. They made a new aged anime about
They would get
fucking
no
volleyball, about fucking figure skating, about fucking basketball, soccer, fucking American
heels.
football is
Wanna what's
American
depressing
football
Nova
is
for the
next.
21st anniversary? They did like throw out like what it could look like if they updated the freaking Let me share you this clip actually. They showed what it could look like if they reanimated it, but I assume it didn't catch enough attention for them to push for reanimation, but I just dropped the link in Gen Chat. Go look at that.
Okay.
If they were to reanimate it today with the today's standards and not Blue Lock standards, by the way, I mean legitimate fucking standards. I'll never let go of this. I will go to my death knowing the Blue Lock
Okay.
anime fucked season 2 up.
That last episode, though, of Blue Lock was a fucking masterpiece.
That's the only thing they did right. I will give it that. But
I'm gonna drop 2 pictures of the 2 different rugby anime.
Show them all out. I swear. Show them how.
And you tell me which one you think is gay.
I need a rugby anime, but with the characters to look like JoJo's. I think it was season 3 where they all just look stupidly buff for no reason.
Which one is
Before
gayer,
they got-
guys?
Before they got
the one on the
Twinkle
right immediately.
I don't know,
That
because
ass
that's a
though.
lot of ass, though. That is something, though. A lot of rugby players have a lot of good asses. Like, if you're an ass person.
Their legs are developed.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Hear me out. The reason why I said the one on the right was immediately gay is because the dude on the floor is sitting there throwing up the little peace sign with the number 4 on the other side because it's 24.
It's 24, yeah.
But he's posing so kawaii.
Oh, yeah, no, they're, like, in, like
He's
that's, like, a
definitely the one
fashion
that gets
cover.
passed around by the
Oh,
group.
yeah.
But then,
He's
like, there's the
definitely the
one
water
dude
boy.
that's, like, sitting underneath the other 3 guys and, like, the ass, you know? That ass
He's
is
the quiet dom.
immaculate.
That man is the quiet dom. Don't let that little boy on the floor holding
Oh, yeah,
the
no.
fucking football. He is the quiet dom. He's like, these are my bitches.
That ass is
You
mine.
see these asses? They are all mine. I tell them what to do, and they
Man-
clap when I say clap.
You know who that is?
The ass
You know who
claps?
exactly that is? I know. Wait, I don't know if you said you'll never watch Demon Slayer, right?
I'll never.
But-
No.
Nixie, you remember the white-haired one?
Oh, Tengen?
Tengen. That's Tengen on the floor right there.
With his
It's the
3
same
wives.
energy. And his 3 wives. It's exactly Tengen and his 3 wives.
Well, all right. So I think I'm just looking. It looks like Sumo got a 4th pick. I can't tell if Zilo
I
voted or
voted
not.
for
Zilla
it.
did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Des did. So
Yeah.
I
Victory.
I said it
Hinomaru
myself.
Sumo. Sorry. Yes, Des was the one who voted. Zello didn't, but I think it's kind of clear.
Zilla got
Hinomaru
it.
Sumo.
Sumo.
I was like, I'm not voted anyways, so I just swapped sides.
I'm
was like,
gonna
it's
say-
fine.
I have so many regrets if this bitch didn't get a season 2 because right after where the anime ends, the story
Mhm.
gets so much better. So bad. I'm so bad.
They always violate the first season of good anime like this.
Take no, like no, even with there, I'll explain when we watch it. After we watch it, I'll explain so much. But they fucked up some things, and I guess that's what sort of killed its chance for season 2. If they ever make the season 2, I will be there watching it, and I will force y'all to watch it with me.
We're gonna watch
There's
adults with diapers? What?
there's so much I want to explain, but it's for next week.
There's diapers?
Yeah,
involved?
Nunez, we are. We are going to
They
watch
they
adults
call
with
they call
diapers.
the belts that they wear, which are Mawashi's uneducated dumbasses like Nunez, they call it diapers.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
I called them thongs.
I used to call
Honestly,
them. I think that's what I
with
always
how
called
tight
them.
they have to wear them sometimes, they do look like that. So you're
It
not
goes
Are
up
they?
entirely wrong.
Are they tucking their peepees like drag queens tuck their peepees?
I
It
believe they
must
have to at that rate.
It's so gay.
They're actually like I'm gonna say this now. Sumo wrestlers are honestly more famous than like actors over there.
Oh yeah,
They pull some fucking hot women.
they get some
The
bitches.
type of status they get of being a sumo wrestler when you reach the top ranks.
I mean, it's also the security of I know if somebody fucks with me, you gonna fuck them up. I know you can handle them. You got this, babe.
They have to be strong enough to lift each other, and it's like they're all
2, 3, 400
300
pounds.
minimum three, I believe.
Minimum 3? Jesus Christ.
They do have like sumo is an open weight sport, but
Mhm.
for to enter into the professional world of sumo, there is at least a height and weight requirement that you need to reach, because if not, you could get yourself killed. But there is a way to get around that. But that's this whole other thing, which I'll explain next Sunday.
Woo. All
Who are
right.
we
Who we
rating
rating?
into?
I don't know.
Damn it. But no, but did you watch that? What iShield 21 could look like if it fucking got animated today?
I
I
did.
watched
It
it.
was nice. It was good.
Unfortunately, you're not getting that. You still got 2005 to 2007 animation.
It's fine. I'll wait for the next American football anime to come out.
It'll never happen.
We'll see. We'll see.
Aro is live. Then Sonoshi, Baffy, and Vivi7. Those are the channels that the Project UwU channel follows that are live. I don't know if y'all have anyone else you follow that you wanna.
You want to raid Aro?
We can rate Aro.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm not following them because I don't see them on my live list. I don't know how that happened. So, somebody else can put it in.
Copy. I got it. Just give me a second.
Well,
They
thank
probably
you.
just went live.
Thank you, chat, for joining us for this episode. Sorry that half of it was just us talking about random shit. It's just you can only dunk on bad horror porn anime for so long.
Yeah.
Even though it was
You-
like
Starting the raid.
20 plus episodes, it was very repetitive, and so there wasn't a whole lot of talking
Oh
points.
shit, raid started.
Oh, that's fine. The raid started, but like.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I thought it was the first counter. I mixed up the first counter for the second. We got a minute.
Yeah.
Oh.
So thank you guys for joining us. Any planned stuff coming up from group members?
Nope,
think
not
I-
for
you're the
me.
one who's next.
I don't have it. I know you're doing a subathon. I got the idea of thinking up a subathon, though I'm gonna have to go through the process of that one. Then fucking we got Hinamaru Sumo next week. Tuesday stream. I know I will stream probably later than normal, but I will stream.
Mhm.
Then no, yeah, other than that I don't got anything going on.
Yeah. The only thing for me is just April 16th, my birthday, donathon. Be there or be fucking square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, guys, if any artists have heard of this and find these like this last hour and a half worth of talks, yeah, I appreciate all of the art, please and thank you.
Oh yes, all of the horny male lead loves over here. Yes, please, we would enjoy seeing a
Might
lot
as
of
well
your
add it
fan
to
art.
Nixie's fan art
Yep.
for an idea. But stay safe, stay weird. May the power of Uwu protect you. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Make sure to hit the end stream button. I forgot to do that for one of these.